So the whole objective of today is to put hacks, our journalist friends, together with hackers, software developers, to try and get you to work together to access some data that's available on the net, that's in a non-structured format, and to put it into a structured format.
Alright, Nicola, I know who you are, but for those who don't, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Social Media Officer for Edinburgh, which is a further and higher education information services provider.
Yeah, and who are you on Twitter?
I'm Such Pretty Eyes, which is what everyone knows me as. They all know me as that rather than my name. Yep.
Cool. And you're based in Edinburgh, whereabouts?
We're based on Causeway side.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool. And how are you using your background today? Like, what are you working on?
So before I used to do stuff in social media, I used to do various bits of data managing, so converting metadata from library catalogue records into a database. So I'm kind of using those skills plus my knowledge of what's out there a bit, because part of my social media role includes looking at linked data and open data and things like that. So I'm using my knowledge of a bit of what's out there and playing with APIs and things. But it's a bit tangential because we're looking at schools data and putting together stuff that's in a sort of structured but not easily machine readable format. So we've got a grand plan, and the grand plan would be to put together the information on all these different schools with their exam attainment, with destination school leavers, with how people are achieving in those schools, teacher-pupil ratios, that sort of stuff, alongside deprivation indicators like free school meals, unemployment, and information on sort of broadband and internet usage and things of that ilk.
Okay, I'm Chris Sykes, and I'm the online reporter for BBC Scotland, covering Central Scotland and Tayside. I mean, I wanted to do something with Central Scotland Fire and Rescue because it's on my patch, but it's also it's an organisation that's putting quite a lot of data on the web, but in a format that it's difficult for me as a journalist to do anything with.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you find out about what they're doing just now? Do you ring them each morning, or does someone else do that?
It's a combination, yeah. I'll do check calls, just like sort of traditionally, but I mean, because they do log their incidents more or less in real time, I can go on their site, but it's a question of going on their site every half hour and hitting refresh. You know, it's not very efficient. So, you know, the idea of today was, if I came along with this idea to do something with Scotland's website, it was twofold. It's one, can we create a mechanism that will sort of push an alert to me when there is an incident? So it's keeping a cross of stuff. And to be honest, a lot of the incidents are pretty dull. I'm not going to do anything with. But that's the same with check calls, isn't it? It's all that work just to find the one thing that's interesting. But I mean, even more interesting for me in this case is we found almost sort of 15,000 incidents that sort of buried on their website that aren't available through looking at the sort of standard HTML pages. So we can pull that data out and chop it in different ways, put it on maps, sort it, look at the types of incident, where they're from, where they're going, how many are false alarms, and we might find some interesting stories within that data. Also, it's a bit of an eye-opener for me as to how actually people with some good programming skills can turn up stuff that journalists just can't do, and that's pretty interesting. From from a journalist point of view, it's probably maybe a little bit scary actually that that these guys here who've maybe never sat in a newsroom are actually being able to access a lot of stuff that we just can't get a hold of.
Hi, my name is Martin Ingles. I work for The Guardian on the website development team.
Okay, and what are you working on today?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do today is trying to get an idea about what sort of properties the Scottish Government owns, how much they're worth, whether they're in use, to try and get an idea if these things were in use or being used properly, how much money would they be bringing in, where these things are located in the map of Scotland. So we've got a website here that's got a list of all these buildings that are available, that are no longer in use, so and their location and their worth. So we're trying to pull that out and make some sort of interactive map of it.
Okay, so is it government data, and is it easy to work with?
It's not that easy to work with. This is quite an old-fashioned web page. Yeah, we're using the scrapeworky tools that these guys are using and trying to employ those and learn how to use those. So I think it's possible, certainly possible. So we'll see how we get on.